Yeah, that's right. That's exactly what I say to you, Karen. That's what I say all the time. Yeah. Oh, hold on. Hey, I'm sorry, talking to myself. Do you do that? Of course you do. Everybody does in one way or the other. But do you talk nicely to yourself? That is the question. Hi, my name's Karen Pepe, and this is Karen Pepe and the Positivity Project, where I come to you to talk about having a positive perspective and how to gain that so that you can kind of face everything that life throws at you, whether it's personal stuff, work stuff, everything, and much more than that. We're going to dig deep on these videos into so much more, and today we're talking about you. You're talking about you talking to yourself, or me talking to myself. The first thing that you want to do is stop talking badly to yourself. I'm telling you right there, stop it. If you saw your friend, would you say, hey, you're an idiot. Hey, you're stupid. What did you do that? You're a failure. No, you would not talk to a friend that way. So don't talk to yourself that way. That is the biggest thing. And I know you know this, but we still do that all the time, right? Of course. What do you want to do to stop that? Let's go into different things that I've learned over time to sort of nip that in the bud and flip the switch on it. The first thing is you have to be aware of it. So that's your tip number one, be aware. It's so easy to get into that habit of saying bad things to yourself. And what happens with that? You get depressed, you can't do things, so you have to be aware of it. Next time that you say, oh, you're an idiot, Karen. No, you want to say, oh, wait a minute. You already heard yourself say it, but now you're going to switch it and be like, I'm not an idiot. I'm a smart person. This happened. How can I do it differently next time? Or where am I going to go with it next time, right? So be aware, number one. Number two, you have to catch yourself. So it's being aware. Now you know it, but you've got to catch it and flip it. All right? Just like I said, it's seeing what you're saying to yourself, stopping, taking a breath. Give yourself some grace, by the way. Be like, okay, I did this. I said this. I need to calm down for a second. And then flip that switch and say something else. Now, if you don't know what to say to yourself, except negative things, or you really think these things and believe these things, you need to figure out other ways to talk to yourself. I want you to now create some things that you can say instead of the bad things. You will remember the bad things you say to yourself. As you see yourself saying things, maybe take a timer on your phone or Alexa or whatever and set it for 5 minutes and just write down all the things you could say instead of the negative things. Just start and write it down. If you want to pause this and go do that, great, and then come back. Now, you've created these different scenarios. Now, I want you to brainstorm just positive things, not even just the flipping of the switch things, but positive things to say to yourself in general. I am strong. I am confident. Write down whatever it is that comes to your mind, because that's really important. Now you're going to pick and choose the things that are the best for you. You might write down something that you're like, no, that's not really what I wanted to say. But when you're brainstorming, it's really important to get them all out. Now, here's another tip that I have, because I am a very verbal person, if you couldn't tell. I will, a lot of times, talk into my voice memos on my phone and brainstorm that way. And then I can write it down. So however you want to do it, you can just write it down or say it out loud to yourself and then write them down. That's a really helpful tip if that's something that you like to do. Now, the next thing you want to do is research. Just literally go in and Google positive affirmations, positive sayings, quotes, things like that, and start writing down things that you really like. Take snapshots of it so that you can write it down later, however you want to do it. This will be so helpful. You'll start collecting sort of an arsenal of affirmations and positive self-talk. Now, Now that you have all of these great things to say to yourself, things that you can flip the switch instead of talking negatively, you want to write them out. Maybe put them on Post-it notes, and you can put them around your house, wherever it might be, above your desk, on a mirror. Another great idea is create little cards for yourself with these positive sayings and whatnot, and put them, like, hide them so that you find them, and it's like a boost of happiness, even if you're having a tough day. All right, so now you're aware of it. You've caught it. You've learned to flip the switch. You've created your own sort of ideas. You've brainstormed different things. You've researched things and you've written them all out. Maybe you started talking about it. Maybe you brainstormed talking. Now, I want you to really talk to yourself. Journal it down. See what you like. Everybody's a little bit different. I tend to verbal journal. Is that a word? I don't even know. But that's what I do. As I'm thinking of things, I walk my dog each day. So that's a perfect time for me to journal. And my journaling is I talk it out to myself, what I'm thinking, and then I come home and I write it down. However you want to journal, it's a great way to do it. Now, you may say, oh, great, those are great. I'm going to start talking perfectly to myself. Or you might be saying, yeah, it's not that easy. Well, you're right. It is not that easy. The easy thing is just starting, and then it's practicing. Do I still say negative things to myself? Yep, all the time. But I catch myself, I give myself grace, and I go on. That's the biggest thing. It's just practice, practice, practice. It's like anything else that you have in your life. It's about practice. So here's something that I want to give you that will help you to practice. You may have heard of miracle mornings, all different kinds of mornings. It's really morning routines that people have. I call mine mojo mornings because I like mojo. I like the whole sound of it. It's about your self-efficacy, your self-confidence. I'm all about being confident and learning how to keep confident even when things are being thrown at you. Again, positivity, confidence, and resilience. When I create my mojo morning, this is what I do. It has a lot to do with what we just learned about right now, being aware of that negative self-talk and coming up with all of these positive affirmations. But let's go a little bit further. What I do in it is I write down all my goals. Okay, so you want to list all your goals, not just your goals for this week, this year, not your to-do list, but what is it you want in your life? Big goals, big physical goals, like you want to buy a house or a boat, or you want to earn this much money, but also small goal. I shouldn't say small goals, but not necessarily work goals or whatever, but you want to maybe you don't have a family yet. Maybe you want to have a family. Maybe you want to have friends who love you. You want to make sure that you treat your spouse well. Things like that, things that are important deep down. I could come up with some other thoughts on that, but I can't come up with them at this exact moment. That's okay. See, it's not about being perfect. It's about just being you. So don't knock yourself down when things might not go exactly as planned. As me right now, I am totally me when I come to you on these YouTube videos. Next, you're writing down all of the goals that you have. Now, these goals will change. They will. They always do. Not all of them, but some of them may change. Your work goals certainly will change. Different things that you want might change, different scenarios. So I suggest going through and changing them up every 6 months, every 3 months, whatever seems good to you. Now, you've put out your goals. You also want to put out, what are your values? What do you value? Do you value integrity? Do you value honesty? Do you value love? Write out those things, because these are things that are going to be really helpful for you on a daily basis to remind yourself of, especially when you're having a bad day. All right, you're going to do that. Now, you're going to write down your accomplishments. Now, you may say, well, Karen, I don't know what my accomplishments are. I haven't done so much yet in my life. Guess what? You have accomplishments. You've done things, even if you want to go back to when you were a small child. You learned how to ride a two-wheeler. You learned how to swim. You got an A on this project. Go back in time. It does not have to be what you did yesterday. It does not have to be huge. It can be big. It can be you accomplished something in work, or you got married. That's an accomplishment. You have, you're a parent. Whatever it is, that's an accomplishment. All right. So think of those things and write those down. Again, when you're having a tough day and you're talking negatively to yourself, you have these things and go, yeah, you know what? I did that. Especially when you're saying, I'm a failure. I haven't done this. This is when you need to go back and listen and look at those accomplishments. Now, here's where all these wonderful affirmations come in. You're going to pick your favorites. It can be 10, it can be 20, it can be 30, it can be 5. It doesn't matter. Put those down. This becomes your Mojo Morning template. This becomes your beginning of your day. Now, your Mojo Morning can also include you're going to exercise, you're going to meditate, pray, whatever it is that you do. But this is the physical part of it that you're talking to yourself. Now, when I say talking to yourself, remember, I started talking to myself right here, right? What I actually do, again, I said I'm verbal. You may just want it written down and you read it. But what I like to do is I record my voice reading my Mojo Morning, my goals, my affirmations, my accomplishments, my values. And then I get really, I shouldn't say corny, but to me it works really well. I record music while I'm doing it. So if you have, you want to turn on the radio, you want to turn on a recording that you have, you want to ask Alexa or whatever you have, Google or whatever it is, Google Play, to play music. I use spa music, but you can use any music. I suggest something without words, otherwise your mind will go crazy. And record your voice. Now, in the morning, maybe it's while you're exercising, maybe it's while you're getting dressed, if you're putting on makeup or whatever, or maybe it's while you're taking a walk. You turn that on and you listen to your goals, your accomplishments, your values, your affirmations, and you hear it because now you're telling yourself not negative things, but positive things about yourself. Think of the difference this will make in your day. I want to give you an example. I was going through a really tough time back in 2019 with work, and I was feeling really down. Things weren't going well, and I refused to quit. And you know why I refused to quit? Because I listened to myself saying all of these positive things. So even when it was a bad day and things were hitting the fan and everything was going wrong, I turned on myself. I listened to myself saying these things. And I realized that I had it within me to keep going. I see that in you. Even though I can't see you right now, I see it in you because I know that everyone has something inside of them, something special, something so good that you have to give the world. So don't talk negatively to yourself. Talk positively to yourself. Give yourself this grace and this wonderful thing that we have called life because lots of people have so little. You may feel that you have so little, but you have more than you think. People will have more than you. People will have less than you. Be grateful for what you have and for what you can achieve. If you want to see more, you can grab the Mojo Morning template and come back here. Sign up. That's the word. See, just me. Please follow me here and subscribe to the channel. I'd love to see you back next time. And let me know what you think about this and other episodes. Have an amazing day.